Have you ever thought your child was faking being sick, but later discovered it was something serious? 1. When my daughter was 15, she complained of it hurting when she sat down. She continued to dance for a talent show every night, but wanted to come home from school because of the pain. I told her she was out of shape and the dancing was making her hurt. I told her to take some Advil and go back to class. She called me in class and said she couldn't sit down because it hurt so bad. I told her to stand up. She had faked illnesses before and on the weekend would be fine. Over the weekend she still complained, so we took her to the ER. They said it was sciatica and gave her steroids. That didn't help. A week later and a trip to an orthopedic doctor, we finally got a referral for an MRI. She was unable to stay still for the MRI due to pain, and the radiologist had to move her to a higher frequency machine that was faster. About 10 minutes after we left the radiologist, our orthopedic doctor called and wanted to see us immediately. My heart sank. They found a tumor had wrapped itself around the nerves coming out of her sacrum. Within 2 weeks she was unable to walk. After several trips to a specialist, and a couple of failed experimental procedures, she told them to remove it. There was a chance she would remain paralyzed. I am happy to report that they were able to remove the tumor and save all the nerves. For a few years she had no feeling in her pinky toe, but she is tumor-free and getting ready to graduate from college. I still feel guilty about telling her to stand up that day. 2. My daughter, she was 12 at the time, had a stomach bug, throwing up, stomach hurting. Started on the weekend and she stayed home from school Monday through Wednesday. Thursday came, she was better and went to school. Friday, she is sick again, stays out of school on Friday. That night I poked around on her belly, not really getting any sense of what was going on. I went to get ready for bed, and instead started putting on my shoes. My husband said, "What are you doing?" I told him, "Something is going on. I am taking her to hospital." He just like, "Well, okay." So she and I went to hospital. Long wait. They run all kinds of tests. Find nothing. Doctor comes in and say, "We are going to do ultrasound and we don't find anything. We will let you go." So at like 3 in the morning by this time, I am sitting there and doc comes in and starts speaking to her and I can't hear the conversation. So I ask, "What's going on?" He says, "We are getting her into surgery." They had bumped her in from of everyone scheduled that morning. She was in surgery at 5 a.m. Appendix had burst. We figure on previous Wednesday. She came out of surgery, didn't wake up. Next Saturday, they had to go back in, remove her insides and wash them and put in drain. They also put in a central line. They said they wanted to not stick her with the needles, and because she hadn't ate, they started intravenous nutrition on the following Monday. 8 days in so far. She was in hospital 16 days total. She lost over 25 pounds and has large scar. She hates it, but I tell her that's her battle scar and she won. 3. I was the child in this scenario. Throughout my childhood, I naturally awoke at 6:00 a.m. At the age of 9, I began developing severe fatigue and could barely get out of bed before 8:00 a.m. My mother believed I was trying to miss school. I soon began to experience severe shortness of breath, to the point where I could barely walk to school without having to sit down and catch my breath. Once again, my mother thought I was simply hoping she would allow me to come home. 6 months after my initial symptoms, I threw up 7 times a day for 3 days straight. My mother eventually took me to see a doctor. 2 weeks later I was diagnosed with stage 3 neuroblastoma and underwent intensive treatment until being declared cancer-free at 13.